The ancient humans lived as hunters and gatherers. The area of land they needed was large because the amount of food they could gather or the animals they could hunt in a patch of land was limited. According to calculations, the whole Earth could have only supported about 10 million people in that lifestyle. But ironically, this was the most natural way of living. And this is the way of the wild. The animals gather the fruit, they hunt and die when they get diseases. This was also the healthiest way for the genes because natural selection happened at its optimum. But humans pushed through the bar of population. They invented animal husbandry. They raised animals in herds and took them wherever they went. The animals ate what humans can't, and the humans in turn ate them. This gave a boost to population and pushed the population cap a bit higher. But this lifestyle could only support so many people, and they had to invent farming. Farming required water, and hence they settled near the river banks. The limiting factor now was the amount of fertile land, and so they found a way of increasing it through irrigation. They built dams and converted the flow of water and planted also in the non-arable land. The land was becoming poor in nutrients because of taking out the crops and nutrients being washed off by irrigation. So they had to bring nutrients back to the land. At first they used compost. But the nutrient concentration in compost was low and it didn't allow soil to be rejuvenated quickly enough. Plus the time it took to make it was long since the bacteria only worked so fast. So they had to invent artificial fertilizers. The next challenge was from pests. They tried scarecrows, making sounds and different other methods, but the most effective way was to use pesticides. With all these inventions, we have hit a very high population cap. The next breakthrough came in the way of genetically modified crops, which were a very efficient way of producing food. When we hit the next bar, we will invent something new. As with food production, other developments in science like the invention of the refrigerator, preservatives, and developments in food transport contributed a lot in supporting our population. Innovations in the medical sciences also played a major part. If someone comes and says to you that the current lifestyle is not healthy, of course it's not healthy. There are problems we gave to our health in each step of our scientific history. Like food transport polluted the environment and increased smoke inhalation, dams worsened flooding, and farming increased landslides. Cancer and diabetic too are outcomes of our newfound way of life. Settling in the river banks or having a good medical system to live long enough are responsible for these diseases as much as pesticides. These discoveries of science are the supporting pillars of our population today. If we go back in time and science, knowingly or unknowingly, we lose our lives, in millions. Branding organic is not a lifestyle choice. It's going against science. The rich elite may be able to do that because the ones who take the hit and die are the poor. But if a poor country tries to trace back their steps in science, it is nothing less than suicide.